Hey everybody, how you doing? We're back. It's the final hour of trading here. Stock markets with Bruce. That's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. We're watching closely. A couple of things happening at the same time. SoFi definitely really dominating today's trading. The domination is pretty good. 1848, 1849 right now. We're just short of the high today of 1851. That was set a few hours ago, around 12:30 this afternoon. We hit that level. The shares had backed off into the 1810 level, but now we're coming back on again to 1851, maybe higher. Interesting to watch this. Volume 58 million practically traded, 57.9 now, almost 58 million going through here. Really good volume. This is not letting up. I just get the impression that this is going to go higher. I don't think what we have here is a stock that's going to reach 1850 and then back off to $14. This is over. This kind of volume coming onto this stock now is telling me that more institutional investors are coming into play this because institutions are starting to recommend it to their clients. So when you get a day like today where Morgan Stanley is recommending the stock to their clientele and telling them that this is a buy into the $25 neighborhood, this is not like some regional little brokerage firm with 200 stockbrokers. We're talking about thousands of employees worldwide, and we're talking about potentially millions of clients being exposed to the stock. And remember, the bond market is closed today, so there's not a lot to pay attention to in the market other than the stock market. And so SoFi actually is getting way more exposure today than had Morgan Stanley waited until tomorrow to release this buy recommendation. Had they done this tomorrow with the bond market open, there would be all this other noise going on that they would have to compete with for attention. But because they did it today with the bond market closed, SoFi is getting uber attention from a lot of potential investors, and 50 plus million volume, 57, 58 million volume is telling me that there's a number of folks taking a shot at this. And it wouldn't surprise me at all that a whole bunch of investors are buying anywhere from 500 to 5,000 shares apiece in the stock, and they're going to sit on it for 6 months, a year, give it a shot, see what the Morgan Stanley analyst, if they're right or not. I think the analysts, they already know the answer. They know that the shares are going to do really well. Ryan Sartell, hey, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. Appreciate it. Everybody who's here, love you guys. Thank you so much. There's so much happening on this stock. There's so much happening with this company on so many different levels that it's going to become one of the Fintech disruptors. And I just think it's a matter of time. Maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, sooner or later, a large outfit is going to take a run at these guys because they're going to reach a certain point of scale with maybe 5 million to 12 million to 15 million customers. They're going to reach a certain scale. And whatever that number is, there's a certain number they're going to hit where it'll trigger larger institutions who are going to want to take a run at these guys. Now, whether this company is available or not, is buyable or not, I have no idea. But it'll go for a serious premium when that time comes. In the meantime, here we are, every day this stock and this company is just growing out. They're advertising their services everywhere. The name SoFi is becoming a household name in the US. It will eventually become a household name outside the USA. And this stock has not yet been discovered by the big street as a whole, but today was a major turning point in the future of SoFi shares for SoFi shareholders' awareness of the company. It's really coming on. And a 58 million share day already with an hour to go. We're probably going to have 65, 70 million trade today, perhaps. Yeah, that's getting up there. You start pushing 100 million shares of SoFi volume a day, you start moving that kind of stock around, you're going to be moving up. There isn't enough stock available down here for much longer. 100 million shares a day will just eat up all of this cheap stock. And the next thing you know, it's not going to move up in pennies. It's going to move up in dimes. And it's just going to jump from 1850 to 1860 or 2040 to 2050 to 2060. I see a progression coming where this thing's going to start gapping out. And it's going to have $2 and $3 move days as a typical day. So, from 23 to 26 or 27 to 29.50, that'll be a typical day. It'll just start gapping out. Today is huge with a 221 gain. It's great. Fantastic. Well, we love it. Considering that, in the last 3 months, we've been watching, 30-cent days, 15-cent days, 45-cent move days. And we've just been grinding and grinding and grinding. This cheap paper is evaporating quickly. It is quickly evaporating. Anyone who's selling it here, actually, you're nuts. You're out of your mind by giving this stuff away, because the awareness factor is growing exponentially here, and I just see an overwhelming buy interest coming into the stock, as investors will want to scoop this up for the longer term. But hey, you make your move, and if you're a day flipper, you're a day flipper. I get it. If you're a short-term trader, fine. But anyone who's aware of what this company is really doing, 1838, you got to be kidding me. You're shortchanging yourself as to what this company can give you. But hey, to each his own, because you're just giving someone else an opportunity to make themselves a whole bunch of money. Those of you who are holding options on SoFi, if you've got stock options that are expiring at the end of this week, next week, into November, December, January, obviously this Friday you're on a short fuse, so you're gonna have to watch everything, but you might start working some rollovers. But those of you who are into December and January contracts, you've got an opportunity here to see the stock break through the 20 mark again. We were already at 24, 25 not too long ago. This can easily come back to that level in pretty short order, pushing your options to a much higher level than they are right now. Do not sell yourself short that this is a one-day wonder move. Don't even think about that. It's not a one-day wonder move. Things have permanently changed now with awareness of SoFi. SoFi's awareness now is on another level, and this company is going to get a lot of press, and it will also start to attract other analysts to cover it, because if Morgan Stanley is covering it and you're a banking analyst and you haven't covered this stock, what's your excuse? What's wrong with you? This is where I sense a serious wave of recommendations coming out on this stock. Of course, we're waiting for the bank charter to come through. We're waiting for other developments to come through. We just know that this company is just piling on clientele after clientele. We have the earnings report coming up in early November. They've already scheduled a conference call. There is a lot happening here. And SoFi, they are masters at constantly coming up with announcements and developments. So much more info coming forward as this company's momentum is growing dramatically. All right, so that's my little piece about it. 1835 right now, high of the day 1851. We're right near the high of the day. The Dow gave up all its gains this morning, unfortunately. Earlier today, watching the Dow Jones Industrial Index, we reached a high today of 34,951. We got all the way up to 951. That was just around, I'd say 11:40 Eastern time, just before lunch hour. And then it just gave it all up. We're now at 34,601. So we've given up 300 and let's call it 350 points from the high of the day to now be down 140. So we were up 210, now down 140 or so. The volume is light today, though. Remember, it is a quasi-type holiday, Canadian Thanksgiving, Columbus Day, I think, up here in the U.S. I'm not sure. So it is not a heavy sell-off kind of day, but it is off. The S&P is only off 12.7, and NASDAQ barely down 9 points. NASDAQ is not playing this game. The Dow is on its own with its backing off. But on the high-tech laden in NASDAQ index, 9-point drop-off, not giving it up. So that's an interesting sign to watch for. We'll watch how that plays tomorrow. Rocket Lab, unfortunately, driving us crazy. 1404 down 67 cents today. Rocket Lab just seems to have a good week, goes up $2-3, and has a lousy week, drops up. Hard to peg it, but the lower it gets, the bigger a bargain it is. SoFi now 1833. GameStop 180.36. Hit a high today of 188.49. Now, it was also just before noon hour when the Dow hit its high of the day. Just everything just peaked out, and then it all turned simultaneously. And so we're now at 180.36. We're still up 750 on the stock today, so it's doing all right. Matterport, 1994. It hit its high of 2054 just after 10 this morning, about 10:15. Then it kind of settled into this sort of a 1020, 1015, 1020 range. Then it decided to back off to the $19, $20 level, like 1990.20. Then all the way down to 1960. It got to 1961. That was around 150, just short of 2 o'clock this afternoon. And now from 1960 back to 1994, we've had a steady hour and a half rise, bit by bit by bit by bit, getting stronger and stronger. 1.8 million volume on Matterport. It looks like it's going to take another run at $20 a share. We got 23andMe holding 771 up 18 cents. We have Smart Rent has been underwater pretty well all day today. The low of 1233 right now, 1244 down 30 cents, but 117,000 volume. No news today. Spire, 615, unbelievable. This stock was at 632, went to 649 on the opening. Hit a low of $6 on the nose just around noon and back, and again at 1 o'clock. Now it is at 6:15, coming on a little bit right now, still down 36 cents on only 739,000 shares. And this is what kills me. These guys who have crushed this market are now able to hold it here because there is no opposition coming in to buy up this cheap stock. There does not seem to be a major urgency at the moment to run into this stock. This can change in that amount of time. Once the street senses that this stock is poised for a $3-5 pop, they'll jump into this thing. But I don't know what's going to trigger. I really don't know. It's obviously not my commentary. We'll see. I just think this is a bargain down here. ATIP 361 a share. No news today that I'm aware of. Volume of 275,000 shares. We're down 5 cents a share. Sextara, Taya, there's a force field on this stock. It's unbelievable. Check out today's chart. Look at this chart right here. Don't mind the glare on that thing. Look how flat it is up there. It has like heartbeats above a certain flat line, but it won't go below a certain flat line. It looks to me like the flat line is about $9 a share, 902, 903. The stock just won't go under the level. Lately, in the last hour, it's now drifted up to the 9, 10, 11 range. But there seems to be a huge wall to forbid the stock to drop below $9. There's something big there, a huge order, series of orders. I have no idea, but the stock will not back off. It's only traded 281,000 shares, but it will not go below 9,903 a share. Just won't do it today. I'm amazed how this thing runs. 906 right now, 38 cents. No news on the company. Sextara. Kind of wonder if are they in the middle of some deep discussions right now? Is there a deal pending that might be stock related, where Sextara is offering cash and stock for another company or some assets, or who knows what they're getting their hands on. And it has everything to do with the stock holding the $9+ level, that there's no way the stock can go under to make this deal work. I really don't know. I'm really surprised at how this stock has reacted today, just flatlined just above $9. So that might be a bit of a base to work off of. AMC is up only 8 cents. It's given up all its gains. It got up to 38.66 today. It's now 37.27, down $1.40 from its high, and it's only up like 8-9 cents. Volume on AMC also 33 million. It's really backing off. Robinhood up 45 cents to 42.23. Vanek Vectors holding a gain of only 50 cents. Had been higher. Home Depot had been as high as $3.40 a share, now $3.37. Dropped about $6.20 from its high. Still ahead of the game, $3.46 a share, trading at 23.8 times earnings. IBM down 41 cents, got up to 144.08. Now 142.81. So we've given up $1.20 something a share from the high of the day. $1.25, something like that. Very, very strange day. Again, it's a half a trading day. It's kind of a we're here, but we're not all here kind of day. Back to Microsoft, up $1.28. Has been holding a green print all day long. Nothing great, but it's up to 128. Apple holding a gain all day, still up 61 cents. Tesla is up 10.59 to 7.96. Bed Bath Beyond is down a dime. BlackBerry down 3 cents. They're not doing much. Royal Caribbean up 27 cents at $88. It just does not seem to be able to get back to the 90 level now. We were not too long ago up into the 94 range, 92 range, 93 range. It backed off to about 88.50 a couple of weeks ago, week and a half ago. Then it came back up to 92. Now we're at 87.99, and I'm wondering if we're doing a two-step down, one step up, two-step down. That might be a long-term pattern going forward for Royal Caribbean. We'll watch for that. Goldman Sachs down 5.58. The stock this morning as high as 396.95. Earnings coming out later this week. The shares now down 5.60 on the day. The low of 386.74. We'll watch for that. It's trading at 7.1 times earnings, and I'm expecting the earnings report coming up this quarter will blow away last year's same quarter, so that this stock could be trading at 5.7 times actual earnings, which to me is 50% off of reality. It should be double this price. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Is the company going to announce anything with the announcement of the earnings? Are they going to boost their dividend again? Are they going to announce a higher buyback? Are they not going to say anything? I have no idea. 387 down 571 on Goldman. Amazon down $27 a share. Facebook down 266. Google down 442. They are not participating in this solid performance that NASDAQ is showing, only down 9 points versus a 127 down day on the Dow. These three are not participating in that. They're off. They're just off. Why? I do not know. That seems to be the latest. Let's get back to our favorites here. Rocket Lab 1409, Bargoon City at $14. SoFi now 1832, up 211 on the day. GameStop up 779. Matterport at 1991, up 29 cents. ME up 18. Spire sitting at 618, down 33 cents a day. Sextara 906. We won't go under 903. There is the report for you, with now 43 minutes to go in the day to see what's going to happen. Nephew is saying here, standing by to sell some covered calls on GameStop. A reset this morning since they all expired last Friday, looking for a good entry point. There you have it. The secret to making money in the options market, if you're going to write options, is if you have a little run on a stock, you take advantage of that run. You write a call at a nice premium, at a good high strike price. And if you're writing a call that expires this Friday, you write it here. Maybe you're writing 180s. That's where the stock's right now, 180.47. You might write 180s. You might write 182.50s, 185s, depending on what strike price you can pull out. You might write them for this Friday. You might write them for next Friday. You might write them for the Friday after that. You might go after a 180 call where you have 3 weeks of life left in the contract, but you have no intention of waiting 3 weeks to buy back that contract. You're just writing a 3-week out contract to get a $10, $11, $12, $14 premium, whatever the premium you can get, as big a premium as you can get. And you're now waiting on the sidelines, stealth mode, to buy that contract back. And if the shares give you a little pullback of $4 or $5 in the next couple of days, just on wavering its price, that might be the trigger where 2 days goes by and the options are going to lose $1 in value anyway, maybe $2, and then the stock drops $3, $4, $5. Next thing you know, you've got a $3, $4 gain on your contract. You buy them back. You lock in a little profit. Wait on the sidelines. Shares bounce back up again, a little higher. You write the same contract all over again as it comes up to $2, $3, $4. You play the swing. You might play that game. The other game you play is you write a contract that has 3 weeks to go. You allow it to just depreciate over 10 days, and it comes down by 50% in value as the time value shrinks on it. You see a bit of a dip on the stock, jump in, score a 50, 60% gain on that contract, buy them back. Now take a look to write your next contract, which might be 3 weeks further out, Like you're now looking for the next one to write that again has a fat, juicy time premium on it, but it's going to lose it in the next 10 days of time. This is a way to cash in on stock that has good good volatility and can give you very high premiums. AMC is a classic case as well. You might write AMC calls that are 3 weeks out, that are at the money or just out ahead of the money. You're looking for a fat premium that you know is going to shrink if the shares stick around these prices, and you're just looking to score the shrinkage of the time value. And what do you do with the cash is your call. Do you buy more shares of the company? That's your call. Do you buy shares in something else? Great. Use the money to pay bills. It's supplementing your income. It's replacing a part-time job you have. It all depends on how many shares you're writing calls on and what kind of revenue you can bring in. But if you can bring in, $2,000 in premium on a 3-week contract, right? Whether it's one contract, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number it is, you bring in $2,000 and you're going to buy that stuff back for $800. You're scoring a $1,200 gain in a week and a half. You figure that out, what that would work out to on a monthly basis, and you realize quickly, wow, that's like $3,000 a month coming in. That's $100 a day. Are you making $100 a day on all the work you're doing? Are you working 2 jobs to try to make $150 a day? What does this mean to you? Can you, in effect, supplement your income with this income and ease up your workload to pay more attention to this? This can pay you more than working full time. And a lot of my viewers have figured it out by watching my classes on my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Head over there, check out some of the classes on how to write contracts. Take advantage of this time depreciation. It's just a gift that keeps on giving. The clock never stops moving. There are no timeouts. It's not like an NFL football game that takes 2 hours to play the last 5 minutes of a game. This never stops. The clock keeps running, and these options depreciate and crap out most of the time. If you get caught with a stock that takes a shot higher, worry not. You'll buy back your call, rewrite a new call at a higher strike price further out. You'll bring in even more money. And if the shares then slump a little bit, you score on that contract. You always win as an option writer if you're dedicated to it again and again and again. So keep an eye on that, kids. That's the deal. What else? What happens after the shorts are done with Spire? Look, the shorts have got to be done eventually with Spire. They have to be done with Spire. That's the catch. The good news is, you've cornered the market on Spire and you crushed the stock. You made it go from $18 a share down to 5 something a share. Congratulations. Now for the other side of the equation, you got to get out of your positions. How are you going to do that? Sure, if you've written calls and they expire worthless, congratulations, you scored, as long as it works out. We're not done yet, because Friday this week is when the options expire and you're not finished yet. What happens if the shares take a shot between now and this coming Friday and they pop back to $10 a share? All that money you thought you're going to make on those $5 contracts, the 750s and the 10s, it's not there anymore. There's some money made, but not like you thought. The other problem is all those shares you've been shorting to keep this market down here, you now have to buy back starting at $10 a share to get them back. Even if you wait until next Monday to start buying them, you're going to have to cover your short position sooner or later. And if the street gets a smell of just the kind of exposure you're actually looking at, you might make millions on the contracts, but you're going to lose tens of millions on the stock, because if this stock goes up to 15 and then to 20, because they sense a short squeeze, this thing could go unlimited higher. There's no stopping the stock. Again, so thinly traded. Who's going to stop the stock? No one is going to stop the stock. Spire at $6.18 a share is a ticking time bomb, and it's a ticking time bomb of upward trajectory. We'll have to see how this plays out. Anyway, I'm watching it. New headline: Morgan Stanley calls SoFi Technologies the fastest growth story in consumer finance. Yeah, I kind of like these headlines. I like it's a nice ring to it, don't you think? Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I picked up a $5 call on Spire for January 2023. 255, outrageous. I think the IV is low. There you go. Hey, the Spire contract is worth $1.20 book value. You're only paying $1.35 premium for a 2023 contract, 16 months. That's a good deal. That is a really good deal. SoFi flatline for about 2 days, and then kaboom, we can dream on Sextara. Making some vegetable beef soup in an instant pot. Congratulations. That's good stuff. A lot of neat stuff going on here. And hey, Bruce, what do you think about rolling a covered call GameStop October 15 strike, 175 to November 5th, 195 with a profit of $2. So I get paid $200 to raise my strike, $2,000. Seems crazy. That's true. You're saying right now you're sitting on 175 October 15 that dies in 4 days. You could turn around and right now a November 5 contract, barely a month from now, for 195 and bring in an extra $2. Now, yes, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that move. Stock right now is 179.78. On the other hand, what you could do is you could consider selling a November 5 190 or a 185. Take a lower exercise price but a much larger premium, and that will bring you more cash in now than what you're getting at this moment. Yes, your strike price will be lower, but your cash in your account will be higher. That might be a move you might consider. Another move you might consider is looking at October 22 or October 29s at 180, 185. You might look at those. And again, more premium, a little more time, not a lot more time, a couple of weeks more instead of a month more, only 2 weeks more. And that might be close enough. That might give you more than enough money to build your cash position, raise your strike price a little bit, but also keep it very short. If you're, like I say, if you're looking at November 5 or October 29, you're looking at contracts that will shrink dramatically because of the time value. The 190s and 185s might be the ones at this point to take a good look at. Nothing wrong with the 195, so it's a good conservative move. I like that too. I just bought a call on Spire. $3 strike expires Jan 2024 for $3.90. So you're buying a contract that is worth $322 book value for $3.90, good till Jan 24. Yeah, I don't know how you can go wrong with this deal. If you can afford 10 of them, I'd buy them. Yeah, I like that deal. Spire looking a little better. 622 down 29 cents. Let's see here. What else is going on here? Welcome all to the show. I'm looking at writing far in the money covered Rocket Lab puts for April 2022. How far in the money would you go? So there you go. Well, if you're looking at April 2022 on Rocket Lab with the shares right now at 14.10, the 20s are definitely something to consider. 2250s could be considered. If you can get any premium on top of that, you want premium. That's what you really want. You don't want just the book value. You want the premium on top. So take a good look for the 20s or the 2250s to see if they offer you a good return. It's kind of funny to think about the pool of stocks and options you trade as a job. It's like a full-time job following this. Feels like I could be in investor relations for some of these companies, laughing a lot. Look, there are professionals in downtown Manhattan who are sitting in these office towers, but they're in these cubicles. They have no view. They just have screens in front of them. They're doing exactly this. They are doing exactly what we're talking about here, but they're dealing with millions of dollars, and they have assistants with them. They have computer software programs on it. I mean, they are really into this in a micro way. I'm just trying to help you guys figure out, can I help you guys make a couple of $1,000 a month on a small amount of money? I mean, I know a lot of you who watch me, you don't have $20,000. You don't have $50,000. You have a small amount of money. You don't have $300,000, $500,000, $1 million. You have a small amount of money. But the reality is that if you've got 100 shares of GameStop, and you can write a call option on GameStop for, say, $14 and buy it back for $6 in a few weeks, that's $800. You can do that twice a month. That's $1,600. $1,600 doesn't make you a wealthy person, but $1,600 of cash coming in can pay some bills. And you think about how many hours you have to work at a day job to make $1,600 in a month. Look, if you're a $20 an hour employee, that there's some hours. I mean, it's 80 hours. I mean, it's this adds up. You're not putting 80 hours in to make $1,600. Now, if you can afford to build up a position where you have 200 or 300 GameStop shares that you can now write contracts on, you can write 3 contracts, bring in $1,400. That's $4,200 coming in. You spend $2,000 to buy them back. You score $2,200 every 10 days, 3 times a month, $6,600. How many of you are making that kind of money after tax? Or do the math with respect to capital gains and all your your federal rules and your state rules. But keep in mind also that if you're a full timer doing this, you can do all of this inside an S corp or a holding company, a limited company, and that company has expenses. A portion of your rent comes off the top, your internet expenses, cell phone costs, perhaps in some cases, some of you, depending on how much money you have, you might turn your lives upside down, completely upside down, and you'll have a holding company that you create that you and your spouse own, and it owns your house. The company owns your house, and you're a renter from the company of your house. But your company, you charge it a consulting fee to offer consulting services to your company. What is a consulting fee? Watching the market, trading the company's capital. And the company has expenses, mortgages, business, property taxes, utilities. Everything. It has income coming in. Yeah, it charges a rent to a renter. That's you. But the rent that it's charging you is not paying for the entire cost of the house, because usually most renters out there don't get enough money from a house to pay for all the bills. There's an investment made by the company long term for a capital gain scenario. That might work for some of you guys. All of a sudden, you're working for your company. You may have 2 companies. You might have one company that owns your house. You have a second company that has the cash to invest in the markets, and the one company is renting the house to you or to the second company, and the second company is paying you a salary between you and your wife that you income split to keep the taxes low, to benefit as much after-tax revenue as humanly possible, with all the gross revenues and the deductions taken off the top before income tax is paid. This is what you have an accountant for. This is what you got to get. You got to sometimes take yourself right out of yourself and go, wait a minute, I can turn this all around and make this a complete corporate entity that I'm running. And net effect is you're paying a tax rate of maybe 15% versus 45-50%. It's something to investigate depending on what you're looking at. It's just money, kids, nothing personal. Let's see what's going on. I got to get me some of these Spire calls. That's insanity. It's more of a leap than a call. Yeah, fair enough. Spire is moving like it did on Friday. Spire right now is sitting at $6.19 only. Still down 32 cents. It was as low as $6. It's improved a little bit, but not a lot. But there's potential there, no doubt about it. Let's see here. What is going on here? We've got SoFi now 1831 up 210. High today 1851. That has been the high today. The Dow still down 176 right now. Volume on Spire is 800,000. Volume on SoFi now is 61.4 million. That is serious volume on Spire. Pardon me 1 second as I move a cable around here. It's going to plug this back in. There we go. All right. Very interesting day here. We could still have an update on a higher day on SoFi. We may not be done yet. All right. Yeah, Morgan owns 1.2 million shares. Makes sense now. There's a reason they like the stock. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Let's move on. Other comments. I bought Spire shares because I wanted to get on the squeeze. However, earnings are on Friday. Bruce, how do you think the earnings will impact share price action? I have no idea. I never do. I just know the shares are like ridiculously cheap. That profit can be used to get more positions to write contracts. Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce. So GameStop is up some. How about the October 22nd 175s? 1660, and the 185 is 1010. I wrote, wait a bit or what? Thank you. GameStop now 1794. I wouldn't do anything today. They had a little run. They popped up a little bit, and now they're slumping, and still up $7. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but there is no news. And today is kind of a half day. Let's see how the market reacts tomorrow. If the shares want to take a shot, God bless them. Let them do it. If the GameStop wants to go to 190, 195, let it happen. Be fine with everybody, because then you'll just do a rollover on these contracts. But right now, you got 175s, 85s. The stock's 179. The time premium is just going to continue on here. So let's just see what the stock gives you tomorrow and the day after. SoFi topping volume of all stocks today at 61 million. Nephew, AB, no joke. This is what you do as a job. Watching Uncle Bruce's research, albeit entertaining, the difference from a real job is that you enjoy it, and that's what you continue to do. It's a win-win. Let's see. Hey, Uncle Bruce, would you cash out SoFi and put it in Rocket Lab or Spire, or just let it ride? You do not cash out SoFi right now. You're not done yet. This hasn't topped out. This is nothing. $25 and higher, we'll talk again. You've got $6.50 to go before you're even thinking of selling this stuff. You got a whole long way to go here. Not even close. I agree, Nick, says AB. We need more thumbs ups for Bruce. I think that's a good idea. $9.99 a month to comment like this. Listen to this guy right now. This is the sheet I came here for. That's what I came here for. So smart, Brucey boy. Thank you, Jenner. Mike, I might need another one-on-one with Bruce here. Hey, Uncle B, what do you think of writing covered calls for SoFi, or should we just wait for the bank charter? I think you sell puts. You don't write covered calls. You write cash secured puts on SoFi. Take a look at writing 20s or 2250s for, say, a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. Look for something that'll give you a premium. SoFi is going to break $20 a share. It's going to happen. It's going to go back to 22, 24. Look for a put that's going to shrink in value dramatically, maybe 25s. Right now, they're book value at $6.75 a piece, maybe a couple of dollars premium. You might find that selling a $25 put or 2 or 3 or 4, you might be able to buy them back for, say, sell them off for $8 and buy them back for $2. There's some nice money to be made there. You're not writing call options on this stuff. No way. No. Let's go. Uncle Bruce, do you suggest writing covered calls today on SoFi? No. Drop. Yeah, a good idea. Down the road, file S&C Corp and put the LLC under it, become a renter. Yeah. Something to talk to an accountant about here. Uncle Bruce, would it be impossible? Would it be impossible for Morgan Stanley to make a play towards buying SoFi out in the future? I don't see them doing it. This is not their thing. I can see a company like Google doing it. I can see a company like maybe Apple, Amazon, maybe a FANG, like a big FANG company, Facebook. They could take a run at it, but it could be another bank. It could be like a Bank of America. Could be a Wells Fargo. They want to get into like online banking in a big, fast way. You buy one that's already up and running with 5-10 million clients and just add it to yours. That's a possibility. I don't know. That we'll see what happens. All right. Can and does Spire buy back stock? No, Spire cannot buy its own shares. They are not able to buy back their own shares. They're not going to buy their own shares. They don't need to buy their own shares. This will be cleared up by investors. Sooner or later, there will come very, very sharp and sophisticated investors who are probably watching what's going on right now, who are just going to start nibbling up this stock. And they might be doing it as we speak. I don't know. But sooner or later, a Ryan Cohen kind of individual is going to come in here and buy this thing up because this is a GameStop situation here back November of 2020. This is a unknown Spire. It's unknown. We know it, but 99% of the market doesn't know it. We know about Spire, and we're diehards into this thing. Big part of the market doesn't understand what's happened here. They have no clue what the hell happened here. there'll be a Ryan Cohen out there who's going to go, you know what, I can buy up 5 million of this stuff, 10 million of these things. I can buy them all up from these shorters who haven't got it, and I can cause them to lose gazillions. And by the time they finish running around covering their butts, it's $25 stock. I could be sitting here with a $10 average with a $25 stock, and I can get myself a seat on the board of directors, and I can help these guys out. I just sense it. It's just me. Maybe I'm just fantasizing, but there's opportunity here. Tried to get 5 Spire February 8 $6 calls for 115. Didn't get them, but there's always tomorrow. I'm learning to let things come to me. There it is. That's it from where you're doing it. SoFi 3 million away from the highest single day volume right now. Silica, Bruce, what's the right option strategy to acquire me some Goldman Sachs stock if I don't have the cash to buy it outright? What's the best option? Well, again, you're going to have to buy. My opinion is you buy in the money calls on Goldman Sachs. I mean, obviously the stock is 300 something a share. It's rather expensive. But if you can spend $4,000 or $5,000 and acquire in the money call, that's the strategy I'd go with. I would go out, though, into next year country. So I'd be looking at March, April, May, June, July. Somewhere out there is where I would want to push you into in-the-money contracts. Take a look at those. But you can get stock at a fraction of the price than, obviously, the stock's trading at, obviously. Cheddar, for real, don't get out of SoFi right now. Geez, you think all this time, 20, 30 million a day forever, and now with today's big volume, you think people are okay with it at 1850? This is nothing. This is a nothing burger. We haven't even started yet. This is going to go much higher. Come on now. Hertz is rolling. I guess it's all those PO'd Southwest customers renting rights. Uncle Bruce, I like it when you talk like that about bringing in that money. I have 100 in several positions. I have 100 in several positions, being patient from time to right. Thanks, buddy. There you go. Cheddar, look to add during periods of consolidation, aka trading sideways or lower without crashing. Michael, PayPal could buy SoFi. Yeah, that's right. So could Squarespace. A whole bunch of them could buy. Dave, definitely won't be Apple buying SoFi. Michael, I know PayPal looking to get into fintech. Cheddar, covered calls aren't worth a crap on SoFi right now. Let it run and consolidate first before thinking about covered calls. Exactly. Damn, you caught me buying up paper. Bruce, OCT 15th is a date you mentioned. October 15th is the date you mentioned when talking about Spire. Is that date still relevant? Yes. This Friday, options expire on Spire Global. This Friday. They didn't expire last Friday. They didn't expire the Friday before that. They expire this Friday for the month of October. There's a whole bunch of them that have been written at much higher prices that these guys who shorted the stock are hoping will expire worthless. They need the stock to stay under 750 to win. The question is, will it stay under 750 for them to win? This is it. I don't know. The other problem they have, though, even if they win on the options, they're still losers on how many shares they've shorted on the stock, and they have to get out of this position. I don't know if they can buy back their stock in Spire at prices below 10 to get it all out. They might be in a position where if the shares take a bit of a run later this week, reach the $7.50 to $10 neighborhood, and then they try to buy their stock back on top of that, it's a $15, $20 market. And now they have no wins whatsoever. It's all losses. It could go the other direction. I don't know. I'm just saying a whole bunch of options expire on the 15th. SoFi selling off right now. I don't think there are even 10 million shares in the whole Spire float. Dave, B, when can we expect to see some moves from ATIP? I would thought they would have taken so long to replace the boss. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm sitting here waiting. I can't wait to tell you about it. Don't know what they're doing. Oscar got another 10,000 shares of Spire. 601 stealing this stuff. Michael, with Spire, partner with Space Chain. It could be a fintech. That's where I'm seeing the big bucks, man. I'll tell you. Spire has so many areas that they can go into, that branch out to from the satellite data services they're doing. It's unbelievable. It's just I can't believe that the stock is down here That smart money hasn't figured it out. I really am shocked at how under the radar this thing is. It really blows my mind. Anyway, there it is. Saw the stats just right now. Spire has a target of 16 for what it's worth. Yeah, no kidding. Bruce, what do you think about writing puts on GameStop, maybe out to January 2022? Yeah, I don't have a problem with writing puts. I have a problem with buying calls on GameStop as an investment, but I don't have a problem writing puts on GameStop because you can get some serious premiums. You can write at the money puts, or you can write out of the money puts. You can write 150s and get some nice premiums, 160s and get some nice premiums. Definitely worth a look. Definitely. Great grab, Oscar. Great grab. 10,000 to 601. Spire 621 down 30 cents. Matterport up 12 cents to 1974. ME up 18 to 772. SoFi up $2.01 to 18.22 a share. What a day SoFi is having, and you've seen nothing yet. Absolutely nothing yet. You got a long way to go. You can look at writing puts on SoFi. You can look at writing puts on GameStop. You can write puts on Matterport. You can write puts on ME. You can write puts on Spire. It's a question of whether you get any kind of premiums that interest you. Nice, thanks. Yes, indeed. Most interesting. We have a Dow market now, the Dow down 200. We have S&P down 21, NASDAQ down 53. So a little bit of a sell-off coming into the last, 14 minutes of the day. Fair enough. That's what it is. That's what it is. Let's see where these markets want to go. I wouldn't read too much into this market day today for the big board. Again, the bond market is not open, and so there's a lot of money on the sidelines that's not participating at all. So it's a thinly traded day. All right. Let's see what we've got. What can we get in the last 13, 14 minutes of the day as we finish this up? SoFi is just not giving up a lot of ground here. It just isn't. I just get the impression that tomorrow could be another up day on SoFi as the rest of the street hears about what happened today. A lot of people are unaware of what went down today with regard to Morgan Stanley. They're not paying attention. They're on the golf course. They're playing tennis. They're not watching. They might watch what happened tonight. They'll take a look at their phones and their laptops and they'll go, oh my God, look at this SoFi. This thing got written up real nice. There could be a wave of buying coming in tomorrow to reiterate what's happening here. This is not a one-day wonder. I don't think so. We'll see. Let's get some SoFi moving. Matterport's kind of annoying me, says Auntie. So can someone tell me why you can take more premium on GameStop at the money covered calls than versus, say, Goldman Sachs or even any company? It's because of interest in the stock. Well, it's the volatility. GameStop this morning was as high as 180 something a share. GameStop was 188 today. It was $10 higher today. There's $10 of additional volatility that was built in there. Anyone who bought GameStop options for $170 a couple days ago, they had a 188 stock this morning. They were $18 in the money this morning. That's why there's this kind of volatility and this kind of potential. This is why you want to be a writer of these calls. Absolutely, you want to be a writer of these calls. You can really score some nice movement here. Let's see. Yeah, well, AB. So if somebody came in and wanted to put 60 million on Spire, I don't know. I'm not so sure. But a sophisticated buyer would never do that. A sophisticated buyer would go to their brokerage firm and say, "Look, I want to pick off." Want to buy 5 million shares of Spire without creating all kinds of waves. The desk traders then would be the ones who would then execute the trades over several days or a week or two and acquire this paper without letting you in on what they're up to. That's their job. That's what they do for a specialty. There are firms out there who will source blocks of stock and will come around from time to time and say, "Oh, we can pick up 300,000 here at." At 621 a share, we can pick up 500,000 at 624 a share. Those will be picked off. Those will be bought up, but with the street not knowing what the hell's happening. Then a day goes by and the buyer doesn't buy a thing. The buyer's gone, and everyone goes, "Well, that was a one-day wonder. Nothing's happening here." Stock backs off again, and guess who's buying the next day? Same guy. There's somebody who, if somebody wants this stuff in millions, there's ways to get it without letting you and I in on it. That's how professionals do it. Amateurs, they go in with a market order and just buy whatever's available. The rank amateurs. Disruptors who want to run a market higher because they want to get a flash quote, they want to get the excitement, they just put in buy orders at market and run a market. Disruptors on the short side who want to crash a market, they put in sell orders through 15 brokerage firms at the same time, all at market. And they try to crash a market from multiple angles all at the same time. We used to see this on GameStop all the time. That's the biz. But those in the business, they know this stuff. They see this activity and go, that's artificial selling, that's artificial buying, that's a one-off, that's a flash in the pan buyer, that's a flash in the pan seller. There's a guy trying to short a market to get a print. There's a guy trying to run a market to get a print at the end of the day or trying to get their options up. We used to call that stock manipulation. There used to be something known as there's an organization known as the SEC that would police this sort of stuff. There used to be stock market officials, people on the floor of the market that would step in with this stuff and forbid this to happen. Those people don't exist anymore. They've been bought off by the industry to allow order flow to happen. So there's liquidity for all. Okay, great. Well, protecting the investors, what this is. Yeah, okay, fine. Welcome to the modern world. Let's go. I am building positions before I get into learning covered calls. Seriously, thanks, Auntie. And here, I think I should have taken some profits on Matterport. I guess I'll sit for now. I have a couple of calls expiring Friday. I'm going to let get away from me. Uncle Bruce, could it be that people are not going back to work because they're playing the market? Well, that's possible. That is possible. A lot of people, I think, are beginning to use the market as a secondary income source. But again, you've got to do it right. You've got to know what you're doing. And there are so many out there. I mean, I would think 1/10 of 1% are option writers, maybe half of 1%. It's a very small percentage of people that are option writers. It is just not ingrained in people's idea that you could write options on stock you own and make money from it. They just don't. They can't believe that this is really possible, or they don't think it's for them. But it is. You've really got to study it, and I'm happy to help you get there. But I tell you, look, I had my channel explode early this year when GameStop exploded. And my channel reached 106,000 subscribers at one point in time because all kinds of people were thinking I was the messiah that could tell you to buy GameStop this morning at 230 a share, and this afternoon it'll be 280 a share. And I think they were thinking that's normal. It's not normal. They figured that out pretty quick, and they left my channel and went elsewhere. Now, a lot of people attacked my channel because I wouldn't give them hot tips for one day that would turn them into millionaires. And here we are today with a channel that's 92,000 subscribers. And I've got a core viewing audience that is watching these markets and scoring money from the options market, left, right, and center. You're the minority. You're the smallest piece of the market, and yet you're the winners. And that's how this market is. 90% of market players are looking for the home run ball. They're looking for the one and done kind of trade, and they're never going to get it. They're just never going to get it. They think they're going to get it. They believe they're going to get it because they're lottery players. They're looking for lottery tickets. The good news for you guys is you can make money off of lottery players because a lot of these lottery players play the options market. And this is where you can become the lottery foundation. You can be the one taking in the money. Someone's got to write these contracts. It might as well be you. Anyway, there it is. Let's see what happens. I bet you there's a lot of it, Bill. A lot of it going on. Let's see. I'm seeing a 90-cent calls, 750 strikes, Spire for Feb. Do you feel they expire too soon? No, I don't. February for Spire, that's a good amount of time. Well, I was about to drop 60 million, but AB ruined the surprise, so I guess I'll sit this one out. There you go. Hey, Bagel family. Hi, Free Thinker. Rudy, Uncle Bruce holding 3 calls on SMH. 255 calls. I'm sitting on them right now. February 18, 1690. Can this run much higher, or should I cash in when it moves into the green? What strategy would you suggest? Well, there's no question that between now and February, the so-called chip shortage will not be addressed. There will not be enough chips to go around between now and February. It's going to last another 2 years. And there will be a number of chip companies coming out with some record earnings between now and February. So these can go higher. Absolutely can go higher. It can make you a lot of money. INT, tomorrow is another day and things can change so fast with a stock like Matterport. Let's see. What else is going on here? Try to catch up with your comments here. Let's see. Meanwhile, SoFi covered calls ATM at the money are under $1 despite big volatility today. Must be about sustained volatility or total price jump considering SoFi only moved a few dollars versus GameStop's 15. There you go. I mean, SoFi is up about $2 a share. GameStop is up more than that. it's up $5.44. It was up $15 today, or to $14 at one point today. Rudy, ATIP was my biggest dud in the stock market so far. Let's see. For as long as that high interest in GameStop to the moon, the better chance of selling covered call on GameStop. Exactly. Yeah, there used to be an organization called the SEC. They're not around anymore. There used to be cops there. They're not there anymore. Bruce, thanks for the tip on SoFi puts. Just wrote on October 15, $25 strike for 678. There you go. Let's see. I wrote calls on IBM when it hit 144. Better to be lucky than good. Yeah, SoFi busy going after Ripple. Let's see. Cheddar Stacks. Believe me, since I speak from the heart, I used to be a GameStop fanboy. The buy and hold to the buy and voted back to buy and hold. AB, I got 8s when it was hovering around 7-ish a share. Between now and May, I expect it to print. Pretty safe bet, I think. A lot of people go to casinos and lose. That's right. Thanks, Uncle B. Thank you, Camp. Michael, no doubt, freaking why IBM. Let's see. Yep, here we go. SoFi, the highest traded volume day today since it's been a public company. 4 minutes to go in the market. 1837 last trade, now up 216 on the day. Let's see. Here we go. Yippee says, I have to say my parents and grandparents would always buy lotto tickets to make some money. Ignorant about the stock market. I have learned so much this year, Uncle Bruce. It's changing my family tree. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. There you go. Fantastic. Do you think we're going to see a pullback on SoFi tomorrow? I don't know. We might see another $2 shot. We might see a $4 shot tomorrow. We might be at $22. This thing is going to be talked about a lot. Joe Schmuck brokerage firm out of Peoria talks about how great the stock is. That's one thing. Morgan Stanley out of New York, global headquarters, talks about this thing as a $25 stock, and it could be one of the fastest growing fintech stocks out there. That's a different call. That's a whole different call. You pay attention to that, and that's not a one-day wonder move. There could be much more. Anyway, what can I say? Volume 66 million. More volume than on Apple today. Yep. Let's see what happens, kids. We could have a real run here. I think there's going to be sustained buying, continued sustained buying coming into the stock. We may have more volume tomorrow than today. I'm not saying we will, saying we might. I don't see the stock giving up a lot of ground here. I just don't. I also believe that days like this, 60 plus million shares traded, what is it now, 67 million, you're eating up a lot of loose paper here. A lot of cheap loose paper is gone. It's gone. It's not coming back. I bet you half of the volume is legit buying for the long term. The rest is just flipping. And 30 plus million, 35 million shares have disappeared from the play zone right now. They're not available until they're 22 to 25 a share. That you kiss that stock goodbye. That tightens things up. You bring in another 50, 60 million of buying tomorrow of interest. This thing pops another $2-3, and it pops faster further every day beyond that. You are cleaning out any resistance that would have been lying around here very quickly. That's just where I see it. Alrighty, what else is going on here? Let's see. Yeah, I just got a good feeling on the Spire. I bought somewhere at 608 here. Just hit 67 million. Let's see. Bruce, I got a SoFi $10 January 2023 call back when it tanked to $14. My question is, do I look into selling this thing when it runs back in the mid-20s or wait deeper into 2022? Well, you've got time now as a real ally here. Obviously, with a $10 exercise price, you're now $8.39 in the money. You go to 22.24, you're sitting at 12 to 14 in the money. You have an opportunity to, sell out and just roll that in the stock if you want, or sell that out and pick off maybe 6 month out contracts at 25, and you might go from, I don't know, for every one you got, you might go into 5 additionals, leverage up. I mean, there's a lot of potential here. We'll have to cross that bridge later. SoFi, big institutions buying in and holding, a very good sign. 7.5 million traded. 1839 now. Thanks, Uncle Beast, for dragging me into the 21st century. I've learned so much. Larry, the bells are going, Bruce. 67.68 million. What a day. You should see the level 2 order book. Very large blocks on the ask. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Like I say, we have potential here to see some serious stuff here tomorrow, the day after. This is the beginning of what could be a most generous week for us, a most revealing week of activity. Looks like Matterport lost 7 cents on the day. 1955, gave it all back. Quite surprising to see that. But again, temporary. Matterport's going to go much higher than this. ME up 15, final trade, 768. GameStop ended up at 178, up 560. So Beach Boy, you're doing okay, buddy. You're doing all right. This came back almost $10. Smart Rent down 30. Spire down 40 cents at 611. What a bargain that is. ATIP down 11.5 cents, 355. What a bargain. It's surprising. Sextara went to under $9. I didn't think it would. It did collapse. It finally broke down at the end of the day. 360,000 volume on Sextara, closed at $8.99. Still gained 30 cents on the day, but I was surprised to see it break $9. Very, very interesting how that reacted at the end of the day there. Very interesting. Anyway, there you have it. SoFi, 1839 final trade on the day. Now 1834 in the aftermarket. First couple trades, 48,000 went through. The Dow lost 249. S&P down 30. NASDAQ down 93 points. That's our day today. No complaints on the day. SoFi could do deals with Target, Walmart, just as AFRM has been doing, then watch the stock blow up. Absolutely. They could do a corporate deal. Absolutely. They could do a deal with a Costco. They could do a deal with a Walmart. They could do, who knows what kind of corporate deal they could make for in-store fintech promotion. I mean, my God. Every time you shop at Target, you get points. And points can be good for who knows what. I mean, geez, there's all kinds of outside. I still own 46,000 shares SoFi. Feeling great. Right on. Chet, order book looks normal besides the 60,000 at 77.10. But Max, if we could just get Morgan Stanley to issue a buy for ATIP. Well, maybe tomorrow. Maybe that's tomorrow's buy. Anyway, we'll see 1770 bids, says Cheddar Stacks. Anyway, 1830 on SoFi right now in the aftermarket as it's settling in. And I'll tell you, we are possibly in for one heck of a fun week coming up. I'm not sure about this. Not too worried about the Dow and the NASDAQ dropping off like it did today. The first half of the day we were up and then down the second half. Tomorrow we might be back up again. We'll see how this plays out. Uncle Bruce, how do I feel? How do you feel about SoFi Strong, former Goldman Sachs CEO, and many on the board of directors? Yeah, I like it. I like these guys. I like the management of SoFi. I like the background of the management of SoFi. I like everything about the SoFi. I'm convinced that this thing is a $25-$30 stock in no time, and it'll go higher from there. I'm just very comfortable with the upside of this company. Acquiring a Galileo was a huge move as well. I feel like that was underreported. I agree. The Galileo, Michael, you're right. The bank charter thing is going to happen, and raising 1.1 billion interest free. Yeah, that's just a taste. That's just a taste of what's coming up. Spire up 328 post market, but it could be nothing. 3.28%. It could be nothing. Well, we'll see. I'm just showing it at 1830 at the moment. That's all I'm showing on Spire right now. Sorry, on SoFi. Spire, hang on. Spire in the aftermarket, 630, up 19 cents. Sorry, up 630 on Spire. SoFi 1828. All right. Let's see. Nephew, sorry for the typo. 328 would be amazing, but I pressed the wrong symbol. Yeah, 630 on the Spire right now is the last trade I have on the aftermarket. $6.30. It is up. We'll take that. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. Investors are preparing for earnings. I think earnings are going to be wonderfully surprising, wonderfully refreshing, wonderfully generous, wonderfully great. And I have a feeling that we've already had our last quarter where earnings would come out and stocks would go down. I think we're about to reverse that. I think we're going to have earnings coming out and stocks are going to go up. Because I think a lot of investors are going to go, geez, these so-called quotes we're looking at, these PE multiples are not even close to reality. We're showing a 30 times earnings on a stock when in reality the company's only trading at 18 times earnings because the amount of money these guys are making. Forward earnings 6 months from now, they're trading at 14 times earnings. I'm going to buy this stuff. It could well be that the S&P 500 as a whole might be viewed in the next 2 weeks as grossly underpriced, and we might be on our way to 4,800 to 5,000 on the S&P 500. But again, I'm just a guy in a den in Palm Desert, California, telling you what I think might happen with the market. I'm just giving you a plain English rendition of what I think is going to happen. I'm not Morgan Stanley, but then again, I could be right. That's true. That you could be right, Bruce. Anyway, we'll see what's going on here. Yeah, I just want to see Spire at 750 this week. That's when I could get really interesting. And let's see what happens. What are your thoughts on Spire tomorrow, given today's break in the action? I don't know. We'll see what gives. At any time, like I said before, at any moment in time, the Spire could break out. It's a fireworks show. We could have a fireworks display of epic proportions that'll come out of left field. Just like the stock went from $18 to $6 out of left field, we could have the reverse happen, going right back to $18 a share at any time. And I'll tell you, there will be some hedge fund boys who are going to lick their wounds if they can. Let's see what's going on. Anyway, there it is. Is it hot over there in Palm Springs? It's overcast here in Long Beach. What's it like outside? I'm not even outside. I'm not outside, so I can't tell you. But I'm showing Palm Desert 82 degrees. I would call that the word I would use here in this area. I would call it very pleasant. Very pleasant indeed. We're expecting winds later today, though. Going to get some breeze later today, they say. But clear tonight, 75 tomorrow, 79 Wednesday, 82 on Thursday, 84 Friday, 88 Saturday, 90 on Sunday. I can handle that. 88 Monday and 90 Tuesday and 88 Wednesday next week. I think we got a nice week coming up next week too. Not complaining about the weather in Palm Desert, California. Yay. Not at all complaining. And I'm happy to enjoy it and happy to inform you of it as best I can. I do not want to be in Calgary right now or Creston. You know what? Michael is saying Spire will go up or down tomorrow. I guarantee it. It's going to go up or down. You're no longer just a guy in Creston, BC, sitting in his living room asking people to like him. I'm a guy in a den in a condo in Palm Desert asking people to like him. That's all different. I'm all different now. I need some life advice on how to quit my day job and start working from home while working the market. Might need a one-on-one. Anything else? Yeah, anyone else doing this? Yeah. I'm available for one-on-ones. That was likely what you're going to want to do. Any of you who would like to have a one-on-one with me, Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings is when I'm available for sure. You know, and I'm happy to do it. If you'd like to have a one-on-one session with yours truly, send me a private email at my email address, brucefromert@hotmail.com, the old school address. And you'll find that down below in the description. And just say, hey, Bruce, I'd like to get together with you one-on-one. What time Saturday morning can you set me up, or Sunday morning can you set me up? I'd like to talk to you before the NFL football games, or during the NFL football games, because I don't care. Let me know, and we'll try to find an hour where we can get together and talk about this. Talk about your account. Talk about your strategy. Talk about your options ideas. Your cost is $400 for an hour of my time. But if you're in a position to write just one call contract on a stock like GameStop, probably worth your while. If you can write a call for $1,000 and buy it back for $500, you're making $500. That pays for me right there. You're taking this advice with you forever. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Calgary had snow yesterday. Oh no. Stay away. Stay away. Run away. Oh my gosh, crazy. SoFi 1828, Spire 628 a share, up 17 cents. Anyway, there you go. I'm going to schedule a one-on-one so I can watch the Steelers with Jen. I'm going to keep my day job working from home anyway. AB, I was just reading that Spire overpaid for Exact Earth to get their hundreds of customers in a Rolodex. Is that right? I don't know if overpaid is the correct term. What you do is you acquire a competitor to get to add their clientele to your clientele. The competitor is saying to the acquirer, you want to buy us, because together we are worth, instead of 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 1 is 6. We are way more powerful as a unified unit than as two separates. Anyway, that's what you do. I got 4 other guys at my job who bought into SoFi a while ago. I'm walking around here like a market genius today. James, way to go. Nice going there, James. Gio, may the blessings of Ganesh's elephant trunk deep, blessings for SoFi and Rocket Lab. You gotta love that. I can't argue with that. I mean, how am I gonna argue with that? That's impossible. It's impossible. Folks, that's it. I'm going to be on twice more today. I'm going to be on my other channel. I'm going to be on 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Traveling with Bruce, and 8 o'clock Eastern Time Traveling with Bruce. So if you're around, join me for the 8 o'clock show. Anyone's welcome for that. We're going to talk travel. Otherwise, 7 o'clock for members only on TWB. You're more than welcome to join us if you become a member there. Thank you for being with me today on this interesting day. Let's have some more fun tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. If you want a one-on-one get-together, let me know, and we'll try to set something up for you. Sooner the better, because I kind of like to know what my timing looks like going forward. Let me know. In the meantime, hang in there. Get a pleasant rest overnight. Enjoy your evening. Stay healthy for me. And let's see if we can get richer tomorrow, because there's some whole bunch of potential here. Deuces, Bruce, for a Monday. This was quite agreeable. It wasn't a bad day today. Maybe we'll have an even better day tomorrow. Thank you all for hanging out with me. There's a video coming out later on this channel. Look for it. Hope you like it. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight and today and everything. Have a good one, Richard, Oscar, Auntie PC, Ferrigan, Michael, Gio, James Gunn, all of you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being members of this great channel. I do appreciate it. We'll see you later, alligator. And let's have some more fun tomorrow and get richer, okay? All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you, guys. Take care. Have a great day, great night. See you tomorrow morning, 8:30 on this channel. Bright and early. Could be a lot of fun. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye for now.